Maya, can you film on this? Yeah, you have to give it time for the camera to adjust focus. That looks good.
Gravity's my enemy. It grabs at me like harmony. The stars are banging close to me as I'm floating in a life odyssey. My lines are down, you can't call me as I float around in space odyssey. My lines are down, you can't call me as I float around in space odyssey.
நீங்க சைடுக்கும் ரோப் கட்ட போறீங்களா? இப்படி நீங்க ரோப் கட்ட போறீங்களா?
இதுக்கு ரோப் வராது.
ஏங்க நான் இப்படி தானே கேட்டேன். சைடுல அப்படி கேட்டேன்ல எல்லாம் போடுறோம்.
Yuli. Where is Yuli with Raj Kamal's boat?
Why are you a problematic pop star? Why don't you just...
Shut up. Why don't you just shut up and get a hit?
Yeah, why don't you?
If I shut up and get a hit, I would have to become a drug addict and overdose or like meet a very bad ending to the story, because that's what happens when you don't express the shit you need to express. I came to music as a medium, but the need to express myself through anything existed before. I wanted to be a documentary filmmaker. I felt like I had like a million stories to put on film.
I met M.I.A in 1996 when we were at art school together. After a while, we made friends and we started working together, helping each other out on our film projects.
Oh dear, that's first year video project.
Central St Martin's wasn't very diverse.
There were no black people or brown people in our year at all. So she kind of stood out.
Action.
She made films about the friends she grew up with, the kids on her council estate. But the thing that really fascinated me was her own story.
You know, there are loads of people here who can empathise with what it's like to have a dad who became a banker, a lawyer, a judge, a fucking whatever. And this is what happened to a kid whose dad went off and became a terrorist. And this is how it fucked up the family. And this is how it fucked up the people. This is how it fucked up the country.
For the 10 years we lived in Sri Lanka, we were surrounded by a civil war. My dad was the founder of the Tamil resistance movement, and my family was in danger all the time. We came to England as refugees, Myself, my mum, my sister and my brother in May 1985. My dad stayed in Sri Lanka to fight the war.
For many years, there have been about 30,000 Tamils in Britain, but in the last 10 days alone, at least 100 refugees have arrived in South London and are being placed with Tamil families already here.
Now the government say there are too many of them and placing an enormous strain on the system.
Music was my medicine. I had to deal with the fact that I was something else and I was different and I was an immigrant. One day in Sri Lanka, I was getting shot at for being a Tamil. Then I came to England, I was getting spat at for being a Paki. We had this secondhand radio. I put my headphones on and sleep to it every night, listening to Madonna and Taylor Dean or whatever that was like a hit at the time. One day I was coming home from school and all my neighbors were stood in like a line passing all this stuff out of our house. And I was like, look, you can keep everything. I know you did it because I saw you, but can I have my radio back? And they were like, no. And so that night I went to sleep without headphones and without pop music. And then I heard the bass line come from the other neighbor's house, which was, you know, he was listening to hip hop. And it was like the first time I heard Public Enemy and all these hip hop songs. And the bass line was so insane. And I was like, what is that? The first bit of Western identity I embraced was through music.
As we are watching the 9 o'clock news, as you can see, M.I.A is reading some mashup book, which is, what is it?
It's called Black Skin, White Mask, and it's about black power and black supremacy.
Black power and black supremacy.
Well, it's about white supremacy repressing the black equality. The she tells you who took it out when, and the first date on here is 1986, the last day is what I took out, 96. That's 10 years. It's still on this page. That's how much people read it.
The city singing got country grammar, and yo, people on Texas, so my sound scan ain't tough. So when I say I ain't no Rio, it ain't that rough. I leave you Jake in my face, asking all this stuff. I gotta keep my mouth shut.
Hey, nigga, what's up? Hey, nigga, what's... Oh! Amma, let me see you do the butterfly in your butterfly dress. Do the butterfly. Do the butterfly. Do the butterfly. Out of the blue, we got a phone call from my dad, and he's like, "This is your dad speaking. I'm going to be in London tomorrow." And we went to pick him up at the airport. Say something. I hadn't seen him since I was 11 or something. In Sri Lanka, I remember seeing you twice, and once you gave us apples, and that's the first time I'd had an apple. And then I remember the other time you came, like 3 in the morning, and gave me 2 rupees to go and buy ice cream. And we still didn't know who you were. We thought you were uncle. We didn't know you were dad. But tell me about the wooden duck, then.
The duck I bought in Beirut, Lebanon.
And what happened?
And when I was trying to take a suitcase full of explosives and guns and ammunition back to Sri Lanka, I put this duck on top, like few other toys and some clothes I bought for you.
Oh, Kalyani, that velvet red skirt.
All that. On top of these explosives to cover it.
You're one of the founders of...
Yes, I am the founder of the Tamil resistance movement. So my contribution...
When did you found...
This is in 1976. I was the first person to train all the people here. So every Tamil leader today has gone through my school. Sri Lanka is a human rights problem and everything is inhumane, but there is a national aspiration for which the Tamil people are fighting.
So what was the positive side done to it?
The positive side is, you can say, self-esteem, some form of identity, self-identity.
Man, I'm 23. He was something like 29 or 35 or whatever, and when he was in the war, yeah. And he could have turned around and said, look, man, this is shit, man. Why are we doing this? It's our own people at the end of the day. But they didn't do that, man. There's no point here now, sitting here when he's 50, and he's got his whole life is like at a dead end sort of thing. He doesn't know what to do. So now he's talking about peace because of the fact that he can't do anything else. He can't fight now.
He could have sent a birthday card or a thank you card or a Valentine's card or well done card. Come on. You know, a Christmas card. Just one card between the whole family. Just anything. I am glad for everything he's made us out to be. He's made us so strong for what he's put us through. He's made us damn interesting. He's given us a bloody background. I'm glad he's not just a 9-to-5 petrol station owner, you know? I'm glad he's not just a doctor or whatever. Okay, we didn't have wealth and the richness and security, but that's made us so strong. We're so independent. I actually feel sorry for him because he sacrificed everything for like how many years and went to fight for the country, and he hasn't succeeded yet or anything. Are you interested in what's happening in Sri Lanka?
Not just Sri Lanka, man, the whole world, Africa and all them countries too.
Yeah, but you've got a direct link to Sri Lanka.
No, I haven't. So what if I'm born there? I'm Tamil. So who gives a shit, man? There's kids dying, I care about all of that.
Right, I'm going to play you a video. It's just a 15-minute film that the Tamil Tiger women made.
This is the northern frontier of the country's civil war. The Sri Lankan security forces have been fighting Tamil separatists, and the Tamil Tigers have gained a reputation as fearless fighters.
M.I.A. is a member of the Tamil People's Pro-Independence Movement, the Liberation Tigers of Tamilam, the LTTE.
When I first saw this tape of women my age, you know, they cut their hair off and they're in uniform, I realized that would have been my reality. Like, what are they eating and, like, what do they do when they're on their period? How do they survive in the jungle? Why was it me that got away? I didn't go to concerts a lot, but somebody gave me a free ticket. Then we got invited backstage, and then I met Justine, and we just hit it off. Britpop was at like the forefront of British culture at the time, but I didn't know Elastica, and their music wasn't my music.
Break leg. Break leg. We came from a different set of people. She had no idea about the urban culture and stuff that I'd grew up on, and I'd never been inside a house in Notting Hill. Seems a bit dark. Yeah.
Boy, you're turning me inside out and round.
Why is it like this? I mean, yesterday it was really nice.
Man, you look like you just walked out of the scene in James Bond film. You look so great, honestly.
I look like Mowgli.
You always look like Mowgli, but it's just a fringe.
She offered to let me do her video called Mad Dog, and she gave me £100 to make it. And I just wanted to bring the world I was in into the world she was in. I got some girls that I'd met in a club the night before, and we just like shot in the morning under the Westway, and then it was like the first indie music with some dancers in it.
Don't need no credit card to make my charge complete. Don't want you on your back. I just got on my feet. Don't wanna assemble another time.
She asked me to come on tour and film, and I was interested in making documentaries, so I was like, yeah, cool. I hated it. I was there because I liked Justine. And I was like, you've got access to a microphone and 1,000 people every night. Please use it to say something. Her band didn't like the fact me and her were so close. And they were pissed off at me and they just shut me out all the time.
Just wish I had someone to talk to right now. And I guess that's why I'm talking to the camera, because I just need to talk and get this shit out of the way. So I can just go to sleep. You know, I'm so pissed off at people not really taking me seriously and not really caring about what's going on, and I don't even know if this is what I should be doing right now.
You just fucked off because you didn't get enough attention.
That's not it at all.
Totally
I've gone through life without having it.
No,
Do you know what I mean?
had this little attention, obviously, and you just can't cope with it, man. Your ego can't deal with
Please. Please.
Alright, whatever.
Do you know what I mean?
Whatever. You know, too many days have gone by with you thinking shit and not saying it to people. And
I'm
too.
Cancerian, I just go in my shower. That's
I
how it
know,
goes. But, you know,
you're
it's
very
like,
sensitive as well.
Instead of me going home, I'm just sitting there going, no, I'm bigger than that. I don't need this shit.
I know, you're bigger than I am. I know you are. You're bigger than I am. I know you are. Come on, man, let's not talk about this now. Let's talk about it when we get home, okay? Go on home. I'm taking you home. I'm taking you home.
you know what? Fuck talking about youth culture in Britain. Fuck talking about fucking fashion. Fuck talking about all this pretentious, cliquey bullshit. After 25 years, I'm ready to go and fucking put all the pieces together. All this time I've been denying the life that I had in Sri Lanka. I'm now living in London and sort of caught up in a superficial lifestyle, and a lot of people I know, including myself, were just constantly going around searching for meaning. And I just began to wonder what the alternative would have been if I lived in Sri Lanka. I just wondered if you had like spare camera batteries, then that'd be great, but if you don't, then I'll just have to get around that problem. No! Fucking journalist, it says, my occupation. A journalist. I told them I was just a stupid 10-minute experimental filmmaker. I said I do fine art, film and video. They do shoot journalists. I can apply for a different one. I suppose if I do it tomorrow morning. Maybe it peels off. Okay, let's go. Okay. I'm gonna go back to my school that I went to. I'm gonna go back to the fucking girls that I hung out with. I'm gonna go film that 21-year-old in Sri Lanka because that so could have been my reality. Oh, you wanna hear my story? I'm gonna fucking show you my story. I will show you my fucking story.
Wait, Mai, you've forgotten the camera. That's a good one, you nearly left without your camera.
See you later. Helen is my dad's cousin, and she takes care of all the young kids that come up to Colombo as refugees from the north, you know, my relations. Hold this. When I was your age, I used to live in this room. Ninga in the room, Claire. Mohan Tavia. Did I pay the number? Huh? And I'm Vandirkekla. Anga London la kasu thandavangal. Rendu camera and thande. Kashtapadi namande eduthukondu and sonnavan. Sumadeka, please. Ungale oral than nan edukka ivla kashtapattu vandanan. You know, I haven't seen my family for 16 years, and I'm having to spend a lot of time with them off camera and get them to be comfortable with me and get them to understand what my personality is like, because when they see me, they straight away assume that I'm a Tamil girl and I'm into the same things as everybody else, and they sort of suggest taking me out to the shopping mall. You know, and it's really difficult for me to get across the point that I'm not interested in those things, and it's kind of, that's not why I'm here.
What are we gonna do?
No, you have to go and register that you are here in this house. Yeah. Not only that, when they come for a night checkup, if you don't have this form with you, that you are not registered, then you fall into a big problem.
What do you mean if they come for a night checkup?
They come in the night. Police or the army will come.
When?
Midnight sometime.
Anytime.
Everybody's scared to talk to the camera, basically, about anything. They're letting them know that whatever they say might get in the hands of police officers. Yeah, Coilin என்னோட fight pick பண்றார். நான் 16 years இங்கிலாந்துல இருந்து ஒன்றும் தெரியாது.
76 வந்தோம் 85 வரையும் இருந்தோம். 85 76 to 85 9 years. 9 years க்கு இப்ப மெமரி வந்து லிமிட்டட் தான். ஒரு லிமிட்லாம் தோணுது. அது புராஜெக்ட் புக்ஸ்ல வாது அது knowledge எடுத்தா that is different.
You don't have experience.
No, but the experience that I had when I was like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 was intense. Because another one of my car and I வீட்டு வாரவன் daddy car. And மற்ற சனத்துக்கும் பார்க்க எங்களோட family கூட
affected by.
Yeah. So that cancels that and it equals everything else.
That's the only experience that you had. You never had the war-zone experience.
That's you. And that's my little brother. And that's me.
We'll see now.
So that's 2 out of 6 boys are dead. We'll see. He died in 1993, aged 22.
அப்படியே இருக்கு சாமான். கொண்டு வந்த சாமான்களும் இருக்குது.
He was at medical school and he was coming to visit his mum, and while he was waiting for the boat, he got killed. I'm just beginning to get close to the things that I wanted to find out. So I'm going to extend my stay and stay for a little longer and spend 2 months as opposed to 1 and see what happens.
I like to spend some time in Mozambique. The sunny skies are
blue.
And all the couples dancing cheek to cheek. Very nice to stay a week or two and maybe fall in love, get me.
அதெல்லாம் மூத்தலா?
What is all this? So
This is a 505. I've got 5 of them. I've got 4 of the 505s, and then I've got a 4-track, which is the little machine that I recorded on. I never thought I was writing songs for myself. I thought I was writing songs for Justine. You know. I'll play you the first tape of songs we used to make. I think we were really into the word elevator. Then I wrote this beat here. It's called Chicken Choker. This was the first beat I wrote. You know, at this point we were just writing like any old songs about random things. And then when I got back to London, I actually started writing about the things that I wanted to write about, you know? My lyrics were just things that was in my head, combined with me being obsessed with dance, you know, urban music. It took me.
I mashed up a coconut aside by the back door. Shooting quotes from mango. Daddy was home hunting up a wobble. Get your mom now, cook up the whole lot. We had no idea we were cooking for commando. Our camp had videos made by Senio. Showed the films like Rocky and Rambo. Role models from Hollywood to jungle. We learned to fight using our heroes. Aviator shades, gold rims with the grenades. Homemade tin weapons that ricochet. When it's hot, we all made lemonade now. But we ride flat with macho. Like that's what
I know how to tell the story because it was all there in front of me. Like when you walked into my room, there was photographs I'd just taken, tapes of the tigers. I found something that I knew how to put together, and whatever I did, it was gonna pop just because I was desperate.
Let's see what's on.
The best song I've got today, it's gotta be this.
My fingertips and the lips to the white, yeah. My hips to the flicks, so yeah. With the good head, I came to work it. With the good head, I came to break it. Did your mama tell you about me? What did she say? Don't go play there. Gonna make that hot boy want me. Gonna make that hot boy.
I'd recorded 4 songs from Marula, and I took it to XL Recordings, and I knocked on the door.
I think she tells it like she knocked on the door and said, "Hey, you've been looking for me." And it was kind of like a little bit like that. It was like she did just sort of turn up at the office one day with this demo, this CD, with like handmade artwork. She seemed to have like a very strong vision, and that's one of the things I always look for when I meet an artist, is someone that's got sort of vision and ambition.
I'm gonna move all this shit out of the way.
And she kind of had both of those things in kind of bucket loads, really.
We just need to take the reverb off.
When I heard the first song, I wasn't that blown away by it. She's like, "I'll come back tomorrow and play you another song." She came back the following day and played me Galang.
It was really homemade, but it's not about production value or, you know, how much money you have to make it shiny. It just has to come from a real place.
Voila!
I had really strong ideas about what music I liked and what made me dance and what I wanted to say. All of these things became Marula.
I want to tell you about another singer, this one by the name of M.I.A, Arupal Grasa, born in Sri Lanka. Her father part of the Tamil Tiger guerrillas there. Her mom fled with her to England. That's where M.I.A grew up, in a refugee ghetto. Today, she's an up-and-coming hip-hop artist, and she goes by the name M.I.A.
Made a debut record on basically a $300 keyboard and the assistance of some producers in London. Sold over 100,000 copies, got picked up by Interscope Records.
She was creating a buzz long before her debut CD was officially released, and that is in part because of the work of a Philadelphia producer named Diplo.
I want everything through this remote control. This makes the shit hot. It's the crunk button.
Where's the crunk button?
This one just has this really amazing sound, just a snare.
I like the last one too, though.
The space love song.
Aww.
M.I.A is in the house, so M.I.A, come on down. How are you? Thank you so much. You want to come stand over here? How you doing? I'm good. It's a pleasure to meet you. Good to meet you too. Thank you so much.
Look, my boyfriend's out there.
No, he's not. Where? What one? Is he the one jumping up?
Yeah.
That's true love, man. He's jumping up outside. You should come in. We'll have him come in
Come
maybe
in.
during the video. Come in. So what does that feel like for you now that you're getting recognition with the press? Does it mean something to you, or do you not really care? Do you just care about your music?
I mean, personally, I don't. I try not to think about it too much, but I think it's really great for like being a Tamil, Sri Lankan, or whatever. It matters to them. Yeah, the Tamil girls are screaming.
They love it. They love it.
It's gonna kick ass, the whole shebang.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Look at all this. Oh my
That's
God.
the props. Walkie-talkies, that's the radio.
Perfect.
Hey, go on, Maya.
There's a lot of cookie cutter videos, pretty girls, clubs, cars, guys. People are scared to experiment. Your video should be a tool to bring to people scenes and sights and images that they've not seen before.
I bongo with my lingo and beat it like a wing, yo. To combo, to Colombo, can't stereotype my thing, yo. I salt and pepper my mango, shoot spit at the window, bingo, good I'm in the bingo. Now what I'm doing my thing, yo. The sun shows that all of my troubles are really you, my baby. The sun shows how we get at you, 'cause I want you.
We're here at Coachella 2005.
See, look. That's the main stage. When Arula came out in 2005, Napster was happening, and 1 million copies got downloaded for free. It just blew up so quickly. Like, so fast.
It's my first festival in America and I loved it.
Congratulations, though. What's that?
I got a second encore. What do I do?
Repeat that so we know the length of it. All I wanna do is zoom, 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 and the boom, 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 and take your money. All I wanna do is zoom, 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 and boom, 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 and take your money. All I wanna do is zoom, 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 and the boom, 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 and take your money. All I wanna do is zoom, 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 and boom, boom. So I'll see you in a minute. I fly like paper, get high like planes. If you catch me on the border, I got business in my name.
What's that song about?
The stereotype that's attached to like immigrants and stuff like that is that they come and take the jobs and take the money and everything.
Mhm.
So it was like a funny, like a spoofy song about that. It's like all I want to do is just and take your money.
So what should I say?
Okay. 1, 2, 3. I don't know.
Tell me like.
You're the Hollywood one. Shit. Hi, this is Spike Jones recording for VBS.
All right. Hi, this is Spike Jones for VBS, and we are spending the day with M.I.A, and she's going to take us out to meet her friend African Boy, and she's going to tell us about her new record that she's been working on for the last year, and she named after her mom.
Hey, baby. Ooh, how are you?
So, who did you get in a fight with?
Just these Somalian boys that jumped me.
Do you want the Sri Lankan boys to come and like sort out the Somalian boys? Like all these sort of new immigrant cultures and stuff that are settled in the West is so deep and strong, and it's part of like the fabric of, I don't know, any city, but people feel really threatened and scared about it, or it's like a dirty word.
Yeah. A lot of people are like scared to go against the grain.
Yeah, like you can't rap about being an immigrant. It's too embarrassing for people.
And how'd you meet this one?
MySpace.
MySpace?
Yeah, she just found me. She found me. Diamond in the dust.
African boy. One day I went to Lidl. I was really, really hungry. I went to shoplift in Lidl because I had no money.
There's always going to be something different about us that isn't going to like relate to a white experience or a black experience. There's always something extra that's something else that you have to go and do, which is connect with
you know, you're sort of back homeless.
Whereas Arula was like coming from there and taking it over here. Calla was definitely the send money home record, where you're sending the DVD box back home, the colour TV box, and the microwave. Do you know what I mean? I was able to go back with some stuff this time. This is M.
No.
This is I.
No. Okay.
This is A.
M.I.A.
Making colour was really fun. Everybody went on the record. Even animals. The dogs and the chickens and the flies, the kids that were playing in the yard.
1, 2, 3.
It was just like going back to meet the kid I was when I was like 6 years old and be like, what would I want? You know, I would have wanted this person to come and give me free key rings, like the ones I had, and buy me some candy, throw the best party, and give me some money at the end of it.
Wild Town.
It was like doing a little Rubik's Cube, and I just kind of like started throwing more and more, you know, colours onto the side of this cube.
I think you should play that.
I went to practically every continent. We kept working on the same song in every country. So I started recording music in Trinidad. You had to make it make sense to the Trinidadians. So it would change slightly, and then I recorded some stuff in Jamaica. And you would have to adjust it again when you bring him to Brooklyn. The kid in a village in Corvallis where we shot the bird flu video, and the kid in Liberia playing on that playground is exactly the same. And they have nursery rhymes, and they play games. They have an opinion about what kind of hairstyle they want and what t-shirt they're going to put on in the morning. And they have dreams, and they have like an idea of what they want to be.
Can you turn my mic up, please? Road runner, road runner.
Rolling Stone put out its annual list of the top 50 albums of the year, and it shows the diversity of modern music. And the #1 album of the year, according to Rolling Stone magazine, is not Amy Winehouse's Back to Black. It's Kala from M.I.A., who's British by way of Sri Lanka.
Popular. Fucking popular.
Fucking popular. That's wicked.
Fucking popular.
Fucking popular.
I go to the club and I'm popular. I stay at home and I'm popular. I get my calls and I'm popular. On MySpace, you know I'm
Fucking
popular. Popular. I'm fucking really popular. Popular. I'm really, really popular. It's hard. It's hard. It's really, really hard. I'm popular.
Stay.
Basically 20 Tiger Boys have entered Colombo and they've bombed the airport. This is Colombo. This is meant to be the government-controlled safe zone. I really felt as though this is going to be the end of the war. It's in fact stuck in the middle.
I'm going to think auto ஊரடங்கு சட்டம் கவியை போட்டிருக்கிறாங்க ஒரு ஆட்டோண்டு போய் கொண்டிருக்கிறன்ற உடனே அவங்க நினைச்சாங்க இதில் புலிகள் தான் போகுது துணிஞ்சு போகிற புலிகளாக தான் இருக்கணும்னு ஆட்டோவை கொண்டு போட்டாங்க.
It's accepted that the army and the police are scared of the tigers, so they're allowed to shoot who they want to. And because it's a war zone, they've got the right to do anything.
The most gruesome that of Konishri was a grenade was exploded inside a vagina after being raped and killed to remove all traces of sexual offences. Terrible, huh? Terrible is not the word. And what this bloody world is looking at this and waiting. I don't understand. Nobody is interested. The Americans are not interested. The whole world is not interested.
The more I've learned about things, the more I feel I have absolutely no control because it's happening in the masses. That's the only reason. It's happening in the masses. I've got a feeling someone's at my windowsill. Just go and investigate.
So while I was in the room taping myself, this boy was
this guy had been
outside.
standing there and watching me for 45 minutes. Watching through the window, you, and also watching me through this thing. And he got panic. He thought there is something is going on behind his back. And he came and he asked me, do you know you're supposed to tell me what's going on in this house, like that.
Today I got on the bus with my mum and I completely got surrounded by soldiers. And they came into the sea and stood in front of my mum and me. And every time when the bus was like bumpy, they would fall on top of me and like grope me. And so I started crying. And my mum was like, if you open your mouth, they will stop the bus, they will drag you into the jungle, and then they're gonna kill us both in the jungle, and no one's even gonna care. And I was looking around and I'm like, who do I ask for help? Like, who is that person? And there's nobody else. So then you start looking out the window going, somewhere in that fucking jungle, there's somebody who's fighting for me.
I'm not gonna forget what I'm hearing over here. It's becoming a part of me and it's becoming a part of my life. And I kind of feel like I've opened a can of worms and I don't really know how to control it and how it's gonna manifest inside my head.
Emma's home, and Emma's making curtains.
No.
There's Steve, who's had his first day into scope. You're on camera.
Whoa. Seriously, this is 10 seconds? Holy shit, that's crazy.
And you know, you do 20 minutes, and basically it's the equivalent of doing an hour and a half in the gym.
And how much does one of these cost?
And you come out so pumped, you're like,
But I'ma shake it to the ground, bring it back up, twirl it all around, yeah, you know what's up. I'ma shake it to the ground and bring it back up, twirl it all around, yeah, you know what's up. Shake it to the ground.
In 2009, the biggest contradiction in my life was being a mum who's about to give birth versus a famous person who's been nominated for an Oscar and a Grammy. And I thought that was the predicament. But then the war in Sri Lanka began to escalate.
An aid worker says nearly 400 people were killed by government shelling in what is supposed to be a no-fire zone.
A no-fire zone, an area to keep civilians safe as war rages around them.
But these pictures, purportedly from that zone, show that innocent people are still being caught in shelling.
The United Nations has been critical of the Sri Lankan government and the Tamil Tigers for putting civilians in harm's way. But the outside world has little knowledge of what the civilians are up against. It's like the Tamil people are invisible.
M.I.A. is a talented singer-songwriter and hip-hop artist who has the rare honor of being nominated, get this, for an Oscar and a Grammy in the same year.
Oh, I mean, Grammy, Oscar, same, that's huge.
Being the only Tamil, you know, in the Western media, I have a really great opportunity to sort of bring forward what's going on in Sri Lanka. Like, the more successful I'm getting, the dire the situation in Sri Lanka's getting. I think the simple thing to explain it as is, under the guise of fighting terrorism, there's a genocide going on.
A naked man, blindfolded and bound. His last human contact, a kick in the head. Extrajudicial killings by government soldiers and paramilitaries have been documented in Sri Lanka for years, but there's never been evidence like this.
Is the government of Sri Lanka engaged in genocide?
M.I.A. is a great artist, but I'm sorry, I think she is misinformed, and it's best that she stay with what she's good at, which is music.
Who supports suicide bombers? Who supports suicide bombers?
There is no doubt she infuriated many Sinhalese Sri Lankans
when she reportedly accused the army there of committing ethnic cleansing and systematic genocide against the Tamils.
Anyone who's against the government is getting assassinated, killed, jailed, whatever, kicked out. So it's really difficult to get that information, you know, that you can share with the American public to go, this is what's going on.
And tell the American public why, if you're from this island nation, you sound like Mick Jagger.
Well, I'm just one of them. Like, you know, that was my thing.
But that's not what they all sound like, right?
No, but, you know, we'll never know because they keep killing them all, you know?
Really? They could all have Cockney accents in Sri Lanka? That's interesting. I didn't know.
They dismiss me.
M.I.A, everybody. Good luck with that. I know it's a difficult situation.
Like, go home, little girl. They shut me down.
So tell me, come here and tell us what you were frustrated about with the CNN piece.
I want to be like checking the fact that I just want to know why I was edited out when I said there's a genocide going on in Sri Lanka, and we talked for 45 minutes and they edited it out and made it about me and my song. And
You're the first person that we've interviewed that says, the piece was too much about me. People mostly want it about them.
I know,
but I got to tell you.
about me because I don't want to.
People were just like, this is ugly news. We don't want to talk about death. We don't want like to see blown up babies. You know, talk about Beverly Hills. It was very hard being two things at once. I tried to do it the way they wanted me to do it, which is learn the script, learn the 5 sentences you wanted to repeat in the news, go on the news and be successful, but I couldn't. I literally felt like I was exploding. So I did it my way.
M.I.A. on K-Rock 106.7 KROQ. Every time we call that, we get frantic emails from people who say that M.I.A. is a terrorist and that K-Rock are bad, bad people for supporting her.
Maybe there's a connection there. Maybe she's sending money. I mean, I don't think that's a bad question to ask.
What they're doing is dragging me into it and associating my name and my achievement and my career and whatever I do to, again, the same words. M.I.A., Tamil, terrorist. Like, respectable news outlets are doing lazy journalism.
But when you put out Born Free, that
Yeah.
video, you don't put that out without knowing that it's going to cause a stir and that a lot of people are not going to like it.
What part of that didn't they like, by the way? It was just ketchup and fake blood.
Too gratuitous.
Do you know what I mean?
Right.
That was what blew my mind, that at the end of the day, it was like the real execution video I tweeted like 2 months beforehand. No one even gave a shit. No one even talked about it.
For the real thing. And yet when you make a video...
2 months later, I refilmed that with some ginger people, with some fake blood imported from China, and it's the most like horrific thing people had ever seen.
You think you were a victim of censorship?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
What experience are we allowed to share from these places that makes you comfortable and makes it easy for you to digest? If you come from the struggle, how the fuck do you talk about the struggle without talking about the struggle?
If she can get M.I.A. on the cover, then why hasn't she stopped them slandering M.I.A. before?
The thing is, you have to see it like this. It's the first time in Tamil. If we do get the cover, it'd be the first time in Tamil's
I already
going
think
to
like
the cover.
that. We can't be so blind. Are they going to do like a type of smiley when they're going to get a dude representing Sri Lankan government to come on TV the next week and say, oh, M.I.A. should just stick to music? You know, we need to know these moves.
They're not going to give you what they're going to do after, but you just have to be prepared for the worst case scenario, which is, if they're going to like fuck you over, but the worst thing they could do to you is to make you irrelevant with your like political position, you know, and just go, this doesn't mean anything. Yeah, whatever. Like you're just another artist coming out on the Interscope this month, and we have to run a story on a musician, you know.
Okay. Cool. We were just saying you don't like technology.
I don't. So it's a bit loud, and it's 9 minutes.
Okay, good. All the better. I like loud, I like 9 minutes. Oh my God.
Well, you
Can
gotta
you hear me screaming?
No, I wanted to just leave you in your element there. And
really amazing.
Yeah,
Very upsetting, but very amazing.
You can say you don't like it.
No, I would say if I didn't like it.
Oh, okay.
I think it's actually quite brilliant. I really do. I think it's pretty brilliant. You're welcome.
Did you like the song?
You know I love the song. But
A scathing profile in the New York Times Sunday magazine in which the writer Lynn Hirschberg pointed out some inconsistencies.
M.I.A. comes off as a woman trapped by a need to make sort of politically charged, pseudo-important statements, but who comes off in the article as little more than an airhead and a hypocrite.
I mean, she's about to get married to an heir of the Seagram's fortune. You know, she's living a pretty high-level, cushy existence right now, and yet here she is still singing about these rebel causes on her record.
The kind of symbolic object that the piece seizes upon is M.I.A. eats a truffle fry, as she says.
I've always wanted to be an outsider. If people call me a terrorist, then let them call me a terrorist. It's something like that. Crunch.
Right, as she crunches into a truffle fry, which, as it turns out, Lynn Hirschberg ordered the truffle fries.
Yo, what's up, everybody? This is M.I.A. I moved to Brentwood. I got a baby now. This one goes out to all the ladies whose values have changed and are looking for some stability, love, and Pilates on the beach. All I wanna do is, and I invest my money. All I wanna do is, and I check out my money. M.I.A. investing in third world democracy. These shades were made in Sri Lanka. Don't you dare write anything else funny about me.
they want to sort of go, it doesn't mean anything, this girl, everything she says is shit. None of it is authentic. Her experiences are not authentic now because she's a musician or she lives here, you know, this shit. They feel that I have a way more responsibility to be this like global world poster child who's just like, hi, I'm the, you know, starving child from a mud hut that made it, and I'm always going to stay that way, just for you, you know, just so you get the message. This is from, I have to link this, This is from New York Times 3 days ago on the 8th of January.
Mm-hmm.
This is from New York Times today.
Yeah.
31 places to go in 2010.
So what, they're saying that now the war's over, it's okay for everyone to go back there on honeymoon again?
Just like fucked up. I loved America. Even the footage you have coming up to 2001, got like a pair of American Converse on and an American jumper. There's an American poster behind me. You know, I didn't have issues with America. I loved America. Yeah, and then since then, you know, they've been chiseling away at me bit by bit. How do you manage an artist who's unmanageable? Yeah, I'm opening this question out to the board, which consists of me and you.
Jesus fucking Christ.
What are we going to do?
M.I.A, you gotta give a little. You gotta trust a little. You got to
Diana, can you manage me? Can we get a song on the radio? Can we get Double Bubble Trouble on the radio? Because it's the most radio-friendly song. Can I have any of them on the radio?
You need drivers. It all adds up. That's how we get there these days. Especially when it's not, you know, Katy Perry. You know?
Yeah, I'm gonna go back to school. That's what I want to do.
What kind of school?
Maybe I need to be like a nautical engineer and design boats. Or maybe I just need to work in the capacity of rescuing refugees on the sea. Madonna rang.
So you're in Whole Foods.
I'm in Whole Foods because I was doing West London. Get a photo with me. And it was Scott. And basically, Madonna wants to do a track with me and Nicki Minaj. And she's going to sing at the Super Bowl in January, and she wants me to do it. Oh my God! With Nicki Minaj too? Oh my God. That's crazy. Italian, Sri Lankan, and African American. Oh wow, that's real crazy.
So what's Madonna's video about?
Everything American. Haven't you realized? The candles in this room are called Yankee candles. I'm dressed as a cheerleader in a Madonna video, and it's sponsored by Coca-Cola. And
Is it?
it's about NFL. I was scheduled to appear in Madonna's video, but I was already working on my own video, and it just so happened they both came out the same day within 10 minutes apart.
L-U-V, Madonna, Y-O-U, you wanna? I see you coming and I don't wanna know the name. U-V, Madonna, I see you coming and you're gonna have to change the game. O-U, you wanna? Live fast, die young, bad girls do it well. Live fast, die young, bad girls do it well. Live fast, die young, bad girls do it well. Live fast, die young, bad girls do it well. My chain hits my chest when I'm banging on the dashboard. My chain hits my chest when I'm banging on the radio. Get back, get down, pull me closer if you think you can hang. Live fast, die young, bad girls do it well. Live fast, die young, bad girls do it well. Live fast, die young, bad girls do it well. Live fast, die young, bad girls do it well.
Look, this is how I've been at school. Back of the class, back of the school, back of the line. Where's the last one? Really late. Still getting dressed. Don't play the stupid game, 'cause I'm a different kind of girl.
The New York Giants just won the Super Bowl, but it was rapper M.I.A. who has a lot of people talking. She flipped off the audience during her Super Bowl performance with Madonna.
That's why she got me in, because I can say the shit she
Yeah.
can't. Exactly. It's true. I'm like that. I'm the fucked up part of her brain.
Everyone give the finger.
Every record sounds the same. You gotta stand into my world. Give me all your love and give me your love. Hi.
Hey, we're with the NFL.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
We just need to talk about that. I got on here.
Sorry? Yes.
Means everyone's gonna be talking
Can
about
I
it.
just get...
We're still getting dressed.
Yeah, do we have a few minutes? Is that cool?
We're just waiting for, like,
she's
my
still
manager to
changing.
come in.
She's still changing her clothes.
Oh, get the Conrad!
We just ran out.
I need to put you onto her.
We literally, Siggy, you don't understand how fast we dashed out of there with bodyguards. We just got all the bodyguards to just cover us.
Diana wants to talk to you.
Diana. Come here! Did you see
Hello.
me? No. Did you see me on stage dancing? What? No?
No.
What? We said, there's mommy, there's mommy, there's mommy.
I was crying.
You just wanted to leave and see Mummy?
Yeah, I don't like the Super Bowl.
You didn't like the Super Bowl?
No.
Oh, that's my boy. Come here. Give me a hug. Well, Super Bowl doesn't like me now. 3 guys walked in and they just stood in our dressing room and they went, we're here to talk. And we were like, what about? And then they go,
Come on, you thought you were making a monster truck.
People liked it. What, your
It was pretty epic.
what have I done?
I think it's cool.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
I have a song out this week called Bad Girls.
I think it's appropriate.
Oh my
Yeah, you
God.
can do it. All you
All
do
right,
is
so
hold
we've done
this
that.
bit and you pull your foot out. So hold that down and then pull your foot out. Good boy. High five.
Diana just gave me a bollock and she was like, don't talk to no one. Are people just gonna freak out at me in the street?
No, I think what Diana was saying is this is a really special thing, which kind of, I mean, as she was talking, it kind of surprised me. I was like, really? It's that big of a deal? But apparently, yeah, it is.
What motivated her to do such a thing? Who was she mad at? Why didn't you wave? Just wave at everybody or wink.
Where do you lay the blame? Is it NBC, the NFL, or
anybody
flat
else,
on
the performer.
M.I.A.?
Well, joining us to discuss this and the other topics we'll be buzzing about today, professional bowler Josh Blanchard. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
Did you see the show?
I did.
And what did you think?
A little shocking. It was blatant right in front of the camera. Everybody could see it like she did it on purpose, and it was a bit disturbing to me and my wife.
So Madonna has this opportunity to be in front of the world again. She looks amazing. She is an amazing performer. We all love those songs from the 80s. And she chooses M.I.A.?
Yeah.
Not even an American. Like, give me a break. Did you see Blake Shelton and Miranda Lambert? They were fantastic. Why can't we have some America in our football?
I was center screen for approximately 15 seconds, and they want 15 million for it. It's worse than being a murderer. A brown person standing up there who is not sucking dick is more offensive than murdering someone. They want me like Aziz Ansari, just like, hey, love it.
What's the official line from you on why you did it?
There isn't one. So I was like, it's a spiritual gesture.
And was it?
It was a bit insane, you know. Madonna, seeing Madonna, who I'd grew up looking at as like this person who's supposed to be a strong female, be like bossed around by these cowboys, you know, and like spin around, bend over, spin around, change your shoes, you know, not sure about that outfit. There was sexist, misogynist, racist, you know, there were all of these things. And I just thought, wow, if no one else is gonna fucking do it, you know, and be like, and own it, and be like, what is going on? Then fuck all this shit. I wanna go home.
Yeah, when Mummy was your size, Mummy drank this all the time.
I want one.
No, that's how I lost all my teeth.
What does it taste like?
It tastes like... It's just too sweet.
What does it taste like?
And it tastes like medicine, actually. It tastes like medicine. If you eat it now, you'd think it tastes like medicine. Ooh, look, food. Thank you. Yum. Yum.
For me and you?
Hmm.
The United Nations has said the death toll in those final months of war in Sri Lanka could reach between 40 to 70,000 Tamil civilians, a staggering number considering the size of the terrain. Our first reading is by the British Tamil artist M.I.A, who speaks on behalf of a young mother abducted in the north of Sri Lanka.
I was returning alone from shopping. My husband was at home looking after the child. I saw a white van parked in a lane by my house. Though I thought it's odd a white van was there, it didn't cause me any concern at that point. As I passed the van, 4 or 5 men got out and demanded to know my name. I started to scream, but they put a cloth over my mouth to silence the noise. I started to scream and yelled, "You can't take me, I have a child." When I got to the UK, I called my relative here, and she came to see me within 2 days of my arrival. I told her in general terms some of the things that had happened. And we started with my war experiences, and I was confronted by her response. And I told her that I'd been kidnapped, burned by cigarettes, and she could see scars on my arms. And I told her that I was raped, hit with a wire, head shoved in the water, and a plastic bag with petrol put over my head, and kicked with boots. I actually didn't tell her everything because she was already crying. This is my first time at something like this, so that's why I wasn't really... Yes, I don't know this world at all, so...
You don't know the world of...
The world of behind-the-scenes activism, you know. I'm the one that goes out and chats loads of stuff in the front and then gets in trouble.
It was very real, and it was very human, and that's what happened. You connect with
As a first-generation person that lived through a war, came as a refugee, that is now a pop star, what are the goalposts? It's amazing that in one lifetime you have to come and figure out so many things. But I've made it all fit together. The whole video is planned for one song called What's Up With That. It's all about refugees. So first verse, second verse, ending, right? All the pictures you see are real of them actually trying to cross. Everybody talks about them like they don't have a face, but there is millions of them. Yeah, Jerry, we're just getting all the green ones over there. All the green ones, those ones. No. I need to keep the immigrant story in all my work, always, because that is what I'm trying to make sense of. We're used as a scapegoat for Brexit. We're used as a scapegoat to build a wall. But people have always mixed and mingled and moved, and interesting things happen because of it. You don't know if that kid could access a 505 machine and a microphone and become Michael Jackson. You don't know. We're leaving back to London, and I feel really nervous. Kind of don't want to go to the land of the Spice Girls. I'm just not ready. In the life of Hindi, in the advice in the life. நான் என்ன செய்யறேன்
நீரும் பாட்டு படி வேற இந்த இப்படியான வேலை செய்யறது அறுமுறை இதுதான்
To you, aren't you a thought?